So as we begin, as I always ask, all participants, whether you're virtual or here, it doesn't matter because we're all connected. I ask that you just sit quietly now in your heart space. Take a couple deep cleansing breaths. Just shed all those things from the day. And just allow your energy to rise up, allow it to flow out into the universe, and it allows us all to get connected, divinely connected. As you do that, I will begin. Welcome. The Collective is here for your information, knowledge, and love. As you sit and listen, we ask that you feel each of the words through its vibration. We ask that you absorb each vibration. This is most critical. As each word is spoken, as each word is heard, there is a certain frequency, a certain vibration that is carried out into the universe that is then received by you. It is this vibration. It is this frequency that holds all of the truths, all of the knowns, all of the understanding. Allow it to resonate with you. Allow it to sink in and begin to vibrate with you. As it has been said, there has been much that has taken place. There is much that is going to take place. But this is something you already understand. You already understand that there is a certain frequency change taking place. There is a certain vibration that is changing across this planet. There are certain things that you don't quite understand, but yet you hold the truth that it is all for a purpose, a greater purpose, a greater understanding. These truths that have been spoken, these understandings that have been put in place, the changes that you have been experiencing will continue. There is much yet to unfold. There are many things on your timeline. Things are a broad category, but you have to understand this, that it is not necessary to understand what the things are, but it is to understand that one must be prepared for all things. Not just the good, not just the bad, not just the frequencies that are high and not just the frequencies that are low. Not what is your perception of what is taking place, but it is what is taking place. To understand what is taking place, One must fully understand their alignment in this process, their understanding of where their energetic being is. For a moment, we ask, set aside the thought of your physical self. Set aside those things that surround you now and focus. Just focus for a moment on the energetic being that is you, the spark of the divine that is here in the physical form. You are here for a purpose. That energetic spark is here for a purpose. Once you've shed that identity of the self, the physical self, all that you are left with is the divine spark. There is no difference among each one. The only difference is what you have shed and left behind. Understanding this and understanding how it is all divinely connected, move out just beyond where you are now. Imagine yourself out above your chair as that divine spark, looking down to the space that you have just left. Does any of that matter to you? Are you satisfied with what you are as this divine being? Move out a bit further. Look around your surroundings and you will begin to see all of the other divine beings that are amongst you, each broadcasting their light, each connected. This is the divine purpose. It is to forget what it is to be the being that you are in the physical form for just a moment, and realize how deeply connected you are across not only this planet, but your universe and beyond. Many of you speak about timelines and how timelines are affected. And there is this timeline and that timeline. Those are singular thoughts. A timeline is a singular identity, a singular thought. But if you could see what it is to be seen, it would be a web cast in front of you. All around you, through everything, you are connected to it. You are one node in this web, as is all other beings. And from that point that you are connected, it goes off in many different directions, each one of them containing a timeline, a singular timeline. Depending on which way you point your focus is what timeline you will be on. Each of them intersecting with another node, another individual's timeline, and so on and so forth. It is a greater scheme. It is a greater understanding of what is in front of you. It is not to make light of the physical form that you are in, but there is a greater understanding of the physical and the energetic connection. It is taking these moments to understand and stepping out of your physical form and realizing the grandeur of your energetic being and how it is placed in this universe, how it is connected through and through. There is much to be understood. There is much taking place. But much gets lost in the understanding of the physical world. Much gets lost when you are trying to understand and project what is going to be next. But it is the physical and the energetic in combination that you will then understand how you are divinely connected. The physical will get you only so far, but releasing your energetic being to be tied to all other nodes, all other lights, all other energetic beings, you'll begin to see how wonderful, how awesome, how amazing your universe is. Allow yourself time to do this. Allow yourself time to shed that physical being for just a moment and look beyond. Look beyond the space that you're in. Look beyond the world that you inhabit. And you'll have a different perspective of what is on your timeline. If there are questions, please begin.
Thank you for being present with us. Given that beautiful opening remark, I feel like my questions are almost trivial or inadequate, but I'm going to ask them anyway.
There are no trivial questions. You must understand that the human form that you inhabit have questions. That is why you have inhabited this form. That is why you have come to this planet, to ask the questions, to have an understanding of what you already know, put into action.
Thank you for that. You always make me feel better about my inadequacy. Thank you. So speaking of timelines, December 21st, 2020 seems to be a significant date in human history. Many intuitives are having trouble seeing past that date. Others believe that's the culmination of what we're calling an ascension process for humans. Can you speak to the significance of that date for us, please?
This particular date, the significance of this particular date. Why can many not see beyond it? other significant dates that happen randomly throughout your calendar process, and those that cannot see beyond it. Why is this? One must understand that just because of a particular period, a particular point, a particular date, and the culmination of, say, an energy opening or an energy closing, or a transformation, or even an ascension, an event, or whatever word or action you may put upon it, is placed on that particular day. It is almost as if, as soon as it is recognized that this is a particular date, an important date, a time and place, that a significant event is supposed to take place, a door is closed in the physical mind. A self-imposed barrier, as it may be. So it may be difficult to look beyond that date, sense anything beyond that date. Why? The physical form that you inhabit is only capable of so much understanding, so much forward seeing. Think of it as a process. Your physical mind understands that there is something that is going to take place, but yet you're not quite sure exactly what that is. And you keep seeking and you keep looking. And many others have the same inclination. They have the same date, the same time frame. But something happens. This door is closed. It is purposeful. You may call it a safety factor. Because you have to understand that each and every one of you already know what is in play. You understand what it is and why it is you are here. You understand everything, but there are filters put in place. There are things that are inhibiting you from understanding everything all at once. But as your awareness becomes more focused, those filters begin to fall away. And you begin to see further and further out. But yet you have not an understanding of what it is. You have an idea. But then there is a point at which many others have the same understanding. And then the door is closed. Because if it were to be revealed all at once what is going to take place, it would change the perspective. It would change the understanding. It would change the lessons that are involved. If we were to tell you that on this particular date, or any other particular date, that all of the human race will ascend and there will be no more humans on this planet, only left to the animals, what would it be that you would do? What would take place on this planet if given a short amount of time? I believe there would be more chaos than you would understand. But if you are allowed to have the filters fall away as your awareness becomes more centered and more focused, and you begin to get glimpses of what is going to take place, it gives you hope and understanding of what the possibility is in the future. It is all glorious. It is all positive. It is all for the right reasons. You are seeing a glimpse of that, but it is a bit of a safety factor. This may be difficult for you to understand, but you already understand this on a particular level. Your energetic being knows this. They're the ones that closed the door. So do not feel bad about this. Do not beat yourself up because you cannot see further out into the future. And do not be so focused on a particular date that when it comes and it passes and it doesn't affect you as strongly as it may affect someone else, there still is change. That's how it works. That is its purpose.
Thank you for that information. That was beautiful. So then, looking forward to our continued evolution then as humans, how can we best prepare to be in the right place at the right time and being of the highest service to humanity as we move forward?
You have answered your own question. Being of the highest service to humanity. It doesn't matter where you will need to be at what particular point, at what particular time. Do you believe you must stand in one particular spot for this event to take place? You must sit in a particular chair? You must be under a particular tree? The answer is no. It is for you to be of the highest service to all of humanity. It is what you are doing now. It is what you have been doing. Continue to do this. Continue to serve. Continue to honor what you already know. That is what needs to be understood. We understand, from our perspective, we understand the human condition. The human condition is one that must have some particular point, some particular time, some particular place to be at all times. But as it has been expressed, if you could understand the realm that we are in, none of that exists. There is no time, there is no place, there is no date. It is everything, everything and nothing all at the same time. It is a reference point for you. So when something happens and someone senses that something is going to happen, there is no need to stop what you're doing just to experience it. If you have put that waypoint on your path to fully experience what is about to happen, then you will experience that. But if you've made just a notation that this thing is going to take place, you may never actually feel it, but yet you know inside, because your energetic being already understands where it is and what it is doing and what has taken place. So we ask, do not be so focused on where you have to be at what particular time or what you have to be doing. You already are doing what you need to be doing. It is to be in service to all others of this planet. Continue to do this work. That is what we ask.
Thank you for that. And I know you don't mind us laughing because laughter's good, right?
It is the most energetic form of understanding there is.
Well, that was good. Thank you. Thank you. So lately, there's been a group of us practicing looking at energy or auras of various things. And so when an individual actively tries to see the energy of a chair, for example, or a tree or a person, does the higher self of that being or that thing know that it's been seen energetically and not just physically? Do they sense that connection?
It is interesting how you reference the energy of another object, of a tree, or anything other than a physical being. Yes, it is energy. Yes, it does have consciousness, but not in the mere fact that it is similar to you. It is energy flowing in and through and around and holding it together. It does have consciousness, but not in the way that you would think. Yes, you can communicate to it, but it is a vibrational connection that you are making. It is a frequency vibration that is going out to that object, to that tree, to anything other than the human form. It then resonates with that frequency. And then the consciousness of whatever it is you're speaking with can then formulate a response. If it needs to provide you a message, it will. If it will shift its vibration, it will. Show you a different frequency, show you a different vibration, show you a different color. So from your understanding, yes, it is responding, but it is not similar to how you are responsive to communication between human beings. It is the frequency shifts. The consciousness is responding to the frequency shifts. The molecular structure changes. The space between the spaces vibrates to slightly differently. And it is then perceived by you as it changing or responding. I hope that this is understandable. It is a difficult concept to understand. If you could see not with your eyes, if you could see with your energetic being out into the room that you are sitting in, everything would be vibrating at a certain frequency. It would look like static to you, with mere shimmery outlines of what it is in front of you. You may be looking into the space that is the room, and there's nothing there. But there is frequency and vibration just in front of you. That is why we say it would look like static, it would look gray, it would look shimmery. And as you focus onto an object, you would see its outline as that vibration is different from the background vibration that you are in. And if you begin to communicate, whether that is through thought or touch or any other means, that vibration will shift ever so slightly and you'll begin to see it differently. This is the understanding we wish you to know.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So many people lately have been sensing spider energy, whether that is seeing spiders in the dream state or in physicality, in unusual encounters with spiders. Spider energy seems to be coming into their awareness for a lot of people. Can the collective speak on that, or is there a being that might be able to speak about the spider energy and what that is communicating to people at this time?
You're referencing it as spider energy, as that is something that the human mind can place on it. It has already been referenced once this evening, the web that you are connected to. Many of you already understand this, but for those that are sensing this and it is coming to them and it is being referenced by the spider in its presence, it is merely an awareness factor of understanding the web that they are connected to. Understanding their node, understanding the connection points from that node out into the universe and beyond it. The awareness is awakening. The field of view is growing. The understanding that there is much more than this physical presence is coming into focus. The spider represents a strong web, yes. But that web is only as strong as each node that connects one fiber to the next. As you grow stronger, the node grows stronger. The vibrational connection is stronger. The input and the output of other vibrations through your node is much stronger. Do not overcalculate this. Do not sense too deeply into it. There is much more to come, much more of an understanding to come, but have the understanding that you are becoming aware of your position, your connection, your point on the greater web.
Thank you. That's fascinating. I appreciate that. So, can you speak to us about our creative abilities? A lot of times humans create things that we do not wish to create, maybe by accident sometimes. So how is it that we can create what we do want, both for ourselves personally and also for the greater good?
First, you must understand creation, what it is to create. That is a human aspect. That is one of the reasons why you have decided to incarnate on this planet. The opportunities to create. as an energetic being, as this divine spark, as it is all put into the collective once you leave this place, once you transition from this place. There isn't creation as you perceive it. There is the creation to be placed in another existence, yes, but not what you have created here. The beauty, the joy, as well as those things that you dislike. What you have to understand about creation, it is not something that should be looked upon as only for the good, the happy, the joyful. Creation is everything. Creation is everything for this planet. For those that have made the destructive devices, for them, it was their creation, their moment of excitement, their moment of joy. But you look upon it as it being destructive, harmful, wrong. So you have to understand the perspective by which you look at creation as. But how can you create more? How can you manifest more is the bigger question. One thing that must be understood is this. Creation is something that is in everyone, whether that is for the good or, as you would perceive it, the bad. Many things take place each day that are created. You must look inside yourself. You must look deeply inside of yourself to understand what it is that you wish to create. You are limitless in what you can create. Just because it doesn't turn out the way you perceive it to turn out doesn't mean you have not created something. You have created something. But it is your perspective that you take to heart and you don't feel adequate. Shift that focus, shift that perspective, and everything that you create, take the perspective that it is a joyous thing that you have just created. It is yours. You have created it. It wasn't there in existence before. So take that time to enjoy it. It is your space to create. This planet is for creation. Continue to create. Open your mind. Allow the energetic being to guide you in what you wish to create. And you will find your joy in it.
Thank you for that. That was beautiful. Can you give us your perspective on vaccines that seem to be causing so much controversy? Vaccine for this coronavirus, for example, that many people feel has an ulterior motive that's not necessarily what we would consider positive to the human body. What is your perspective, please?
First, you must understand what it is that you are asking. We have just spoken about creating and what has been created. This in itself will be created. It will be someone's understanding and their moment of excitement. But for you, the perspective may be different. It may be that you don't wish to partake in what has just been created. And that is your choice. What is it that is to be asked? Is it that you wish to take or not take whatever is created? You call it a vaccine. One must understand their physical being before they must answer any other questions. Where is it that your physical being is? Are you in true alignment with your physical being? Is your physical being guiding you down this path? Are you receiving your answers through the energetic being, or are you receiving the answers through the mind? That is the bigger question. The physical being is a very resilient being. It can take much abuse. It can take many things and remain active. But if there is not an alignment, if there is not this alignment of understanding between your energetic being and your physical state, your physical being, and understanding the physical being and its place, there may be some discord between what is taken in and how the body reacts. There is nothing. There is nothing that shall be feared if you have no fear against it. If it were made by anyone, you included, are you in alignment with it? It all comes down to choice. What is your choice? What is your energetic being saying to you, and how do you project yourself as a physical being out into the world? Now, this goes not only for this vaccine that you speak of, but many other choices that you have every day. Yes. Again, we can say do not or do, but what good would it do? The physical being must be married to the energetic being that is guiding you. This is where the answers will come from. This may not be the direct answer you are looking for, but you have to understand that from our perspective, it is the choices that are made. The choice was made to come here and experience this place. The existence has many choices throughout its lifespan. This is just yet another choice. But what must be said is this. If you are going to tie anger to any choice, then it is then for you to reconcile. Choices should not be hinged on anger, discord. Choices should be made internally. Choices should be made by the energetic connection that you have with yourself. So release yourself from any of the anger, any of the fear, any of the discord, and truly seek within yourself what it is you are seeking an answer to.
Thank you for that. So the point is then there isn't anything that's inherently good or bad. It's whether we align with it or not. And that's the most important thing.
This is a correct statement.
And the other piece then would be any decision we make, whether it's to wear a mask or not to wear a mask, or to get a vaccine or not to get a vaccine, as long as we are in alignment with that decision and then operating without fear and anger, there will be no discordance and we will be fine.
This is correct. Each choice that you make, each decision that you make from the moment you set foot on the floor, once you rise from your sleep, the choices are all in front of you. It is how you choose to deal with them. If you choose to deal with them through anger or discord with somebody else, the outcomes are going to be completely different than if you are in true harmony, true resonance with your energetic being.
Thank you for that. And I'll also say this as a reminder, and anything I say is a reminder to me, as much, if not more so, than to anybody else. But this is a reason we should not judge the decisions of others, because they all have to operate in their own alignment as well.
This is a true statement.
Thank you for that. That was enlightening. So a while back, someone asked something about whether microwaves were good or bad. And of course, at that time, like now, you said there is no good or bad. It's if you think they're going to do you harm, then don't eat out of a microwave. And if you think they're fine, and eat out of a microwave. Is that the same thing then I should assume about this 5G situation that everyone's concerned about?
This is very similar. What must be understood is this. If you perceive it to be bad, it's going to be bad. If you perceive your shoes that you put on each day as they are bad, they are going to be bad. It's how you perceive your judgment of what is the action that is going to take place. If you perceive the air that you are breathing is completely harmful to you, then yes, you will then manifest those things into your body that then precipitate the health issues. It has to be in alignment, and you have to understand your alignment first.
Thank you for that. Is there anyone in the collective or otherwise that can speak of a plant that we call Doveweed, that we think of as a weed, and it's quite invasive on our yard in this area lately? Is there a medicinal value? I know that every plant has a medicinal value. What is the medicinal value or purpose of Doveweed, please?
The only bit of information that is being provided is that this particular plant provides a topical healing aid and shall not be ingested for great quantities or periods of time, but it is mainly a topical healing aid.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Lastly, Charlie, who's with us, would like to know if his father has a message for him this evening, please.
The message to be provided. There is much enlightenment that has come through. There is much enlightenment yet to be had. You are understanding what it is to bridge. It is understanding what it is to expand your knowing. There is much to be proud of. There is much love that is being given back to you. There is much love and understanding that is being provided to you. You are sensing all of that of your father as well as those others that have transitioned. It is to be said, my boy, I do love you. I thank you for what you are doing. You are honoring all of your gifts. But understand this, that you have much more to understand. I do love you so, and it is this that we want you to understand. Allow us to reach out to you. Wrap our arms around you and comfort you now. Allow you to relax and understand that your guidance is pure.
Thank you very much for that message. Does the collective have any closing remarks before we go, please?
Allow yourself the time. Allow yourself the time to just step outside of your physical being. to be that divine spark, to be that energetic being. Allow it to rise above. Allow it to look down upon all that is. Understand your connection. Understand where you are. Understand who you are. Take time for this. There is much to come. Don't anticipate. Take each moment as its own. Take each breath that you breathe that it is as it is the most cherished thing that you have. Allow yourself to connect to that energetic being of yourself and allow it to provide the guidance that you seek. Allow it to give you the answers that you already know. And allow yourself to create the world around you, to create the existence that you are in. That is what we want you to know.
Thank you so very much for being with us once again this evening.
As always, the collective is here for your information, knowledge, and love.